We're braving the cold. The guns are out. I've actually been training the last few days, so happy to get them back out again after the nice long trip without training. So here we are for 20 teams in analysing. We're getting ready for round 13, which is pretty exciting. And we're here with This Has to Work at 1621 over a rank, 17 trades remaining and 480 in the bank. So pretty nice setup there. Got 11 currently playing for round 13. Thinking about Ilias to Tohu, and I think that's a cracking trade. Just as a straight upgrade to a gun that you're going to keep for the rest of the year. Possibly Critter to Garrick, Manu, Edwards, or Campbell. So yeah, just check out that video I just posted today, mate, and pick what you want based on my analysis there. I think is a good idea. Round 14, looking to offload Starling to a Cotter or trying to work a way to get IPAPs. Yeah, I'll be looking for IPAPs next week as well in my team. So I think that's a good idea. So 11 playing is pretty solid. We obviously got Butcher. If you get Tohu, that'd be nice. Aiken, Jackson, hopefully for a bigger game from him. Tungle, Burton. Yeah, sweet. You're looking pretty good, man. Obviously, guys like Trindle's not going to be ideal. Peoples could be a potential trade out at some point, or hopefully you could get a game in 17, so you could hold him there. And Harry, you're holding through. So hopefully he's back. Well, he should be back in round 14, and that'll be sweet. All right, Mr. Matt Damon. He's actually even popped in the little box there around my picture to say it's reserved for guns only, and his name is the Jamie Brown Fantasy Analysis Biceps Fan Club. So had to do it for you, Matty. I appreciate you being here. Plenty spare cash for big boys, that's for sure. 470, so both teams very similar there. I got the team value up to 13.04, which is really nice, and we've got plenty to talk about. So goal is to have potentially 14 to 15 playing. It looks like he's going to get to. So the talk here is which one needs to go. I feel like Critter's most urgent, plus Schneider if not named. So I think Schneider's the go, and then Critter if you need to go with him. It's up to you whether you want to go and hold Nanai, just because he's had 2 really good scores and he'll make a bit more cash when he comes back, especially if he starts and plays big minutes there. Looking to hold Ilias till round 18. Rabbitohs should go well with less origin outs than in the past. Yeah, I think I can agree with that. I'm thinking about keeping him as well, potentially. And Nico Hines, I should play round 17 due to the Thursday game. Very interesting. Yeah, if he doesn't, if there's no injuries and stuff, then he'll still, be like a 18th man or whatever he's going to be. So very interesting. I'd just be holding Hines the whole way. There's no point trading him now. I don't think he's just has that ability to score too big. Brody Jones still trying to hold because of low Bs and played well enough to get spot back soon. Also needing for round 17. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if Russell actually plays. So yeah, that's for sure. Starting between 2, 3, or 4 trades, but basically have the spare cash to go to anyone. Leaning towards 2 trades, safe for building round 17 plus the end run. I think that's pretty solid. And Schneider's probably going to be your man. You got obviously plenty of cash. Snap Butcher, I think, is a bit of a Butcher, Tohu, or Crichton. If you're going to go the 2, are the ones I'd be looking to target. Obviously, spoke about the rest of those guys in the video as well. So his goal is make 13 to 14 trades for the next 4 rounds. He has 19, so that'd be nice for round 16 to 17. Playing in round 17 should gain ranks again in this week and next week. I think that's ideal. And then 7 to 8 trades for the last 8 rounds, obviously getting the 4 back, and then hopefully will be enough to bring in guns and hold ranks. So it's a good strategy, guys. I think heading to this week, the overall ranks kind of been up and down. You can see on the bottom left there. So if anyone's good at doing this, it's pretty cool to get into the videos. But you're sitting in the mid to 2,500s for a lot of the time, and then now sitting closer to 5,000, which is not ideal, but obviously a good chance to show this type of team to be able to come back and do well over 13. Round 13 to round 18 there. I think it's going to be really cool. All right, the Para Beasts. We're coming 2-8-3-1. Another team with a lot of cash in the bank. Who should we captain this week? I think Tohu's a big one. You've already got him on there in your team. I think that's probably the smartest. Yeah, that's all I'd be going for personally in that one. 12 players enough for round 13. I definitely think so. I've been speaking about 12 to 14, 12 to 15 as being the ideal. So you can actually have a decent team in round 17 as well. Now, Butcher's a good one if you want to bring him in. Has to hold or sell soon. I think he's just a hold, man. He's lost a decent amount of his cash, and he's going to, he just came out and said he's committed to the Broncos. He's going to, start his negotiations again at the end of the year. So he's going to play well in Origin. He'll play well for the Broncos as well. What's a good score for round 13? So if we're thinking, we've got about 8 guns and then 4 cheapy mid-range guys, you're looking at scores in the 600s would be ideal. 500 to 600. If you're getting anywhere near a 700, you're absolutely killing it. That's, picking the right captain and having 14, 15, 16 players. But anything under that, I think you'll make ranks. 580 to plus will make ranks for you. Trades Ilias and J King to Harrison Savage. I think that's sweet, man. Snyder and Berber don't get named this week. I may trade one of them out this week along with Russell. Yeah, either way is fun. I'd probably go Schneider out and keep Ilias or King. I think that would be the way to go if we're being honest. I think Savage is probably the best cheapy option too. Playing Trainer Starling next week for another hooker. Which hooker should I bring in? Yeah, I think Reed's the biggest one. You have Robson, obviously, is ideal. So that's it. 12 potential players. Sweet. Awesome. All right. Good team. 5726 is this overall rank for hands off my house. Early season silly trades killing me. That's right. We're here to learn and get better and better. I probably wouldn't go nuts this week on trades then, and then you'll be in a similar position to everyone else, to be honest. Just have a little bit of a lighter week this week. 260k in the bank. Ilias straight to Angus Crichton is only trade this round. That looks pretty sick if you can do that. Good to see Tamalolo's back. Held JT for this long. Keep holding. Yeah, man. Option to downgrade Taft to Savage. You could also just go the one trade if you don't want to use that one. If you got a decent amount playing, obviously, with Elliott, Coruscant already, King, Butcher, Taylor May, Tunga, all the rest there, Gola, and also, yeah, you got plenty of players, man. So I think one trade's going to be fine. If you can just do the one trade to Crichton, and then, yeah, put the C on him, or Coruscant, I think is the way to go. Penn, I think we can keep, man. I'm probably going to hold him for sure. Harry, if you've held him, if you didn't trade him last week, you're holding him this week, for sure. It's probably the one trade, man. It's probably the best. So you can have 13 going into the rest of the season. You can kind of do all right with 13, I reckon. That is that one. Number 5, we're ranked 237, 13 trades remaining. We've used 3 this week already, so I'm assuming you'll tell me in a second. Holding Cleary, Haas, and Hines over Origin, good idea. 3 of the top guys in their positions. Current trades are Hetherington, Cotter, Randall to Butcher, Crichton, Aiken. I probably would hold Cotter if I'm being honest, man. I still think he's going to play decent minutes for Cowboys. I can see him probably playing around the 50 mark for Origin, which could be tough, in backing up, given it's his first one. So I suppose you could trade him out if he misses 14 as well. You've done a really good job, but yeah, that's it. Yeah, so you've used 3. So you had 16 before. It's not too bad. That's the only thing I'd think about with Cotter. Other than that, the trades are really, really good. I'm not sure about the Aiken bring in, but that's where I'd probably just hold off. Just keep Cotter. And maybe if you want to do a third trade, bring in Savage, for example, for one of your cheaper guy. What do you got? Hetherington, Cotter. Yeah, and I'd probably go like a Taft down to Savage, for example, if you want to do that instead, potentially. All right, we're ranked 7. Waterstains. Love this team. Obviously not the best rank last week. With 16 trades, 343k in the bank. All right, how I'm feeling going into 13. Happy with the rank. Top 10, 7 for 3 consecutive weeks now. Awesome. I have to check who this is in the Discord. I actually don't know who number 7 is, but well done. Sitting at 11 non-origin around 13 players. What should I be aiming for? I think maybe 2 trades or 3 trades. We'll work it out. 16 trades too little. It's okay. If you make like 2 this week, I think you're sweet. How many players should have around 13? A little bit worried about not having enough. Yeah, so if you wanted to go maybe get a 13 this week and then trade a bunch through the middle and get 12 to 14 again in 17 and make sure you've got heaps of guns heading into 18, I think that's the way to go. Trades with a lot of cash in the bank, planning for splashing it, but also wanting to hold trades. Yeah, cool. So you just do a big upgrade if you want. Like you said, Ilias to Crichton, Mr. Leo to Savage. I think that'd be fine, man. If you want to do those 2, it leaves you probably a bit of cash in the bank next week. I think that'll be fine. 14 plan of attack. If I go with trades above, we'll most likely move on Starling and Critter, which will leave me with plenty of cash options for them. We got Clemmer, Pappy, as he was back there. Yep. Yeah, that's a cool one. Ryan Papp will be cool. Cam McInnes is a good one. Madison, even though he made Origin, is still worth getting him. He's going to be off the bench, so I doubt he's going to get massive minutes. I think he'll back up most games, and he should be fine, barring any head knocks or anything like that. Madison's going to be a sneaky option, but yeah, really happy with the team, man. You got obviously Tohu, Butcher, Cotter, Paps, Robson's going to be sneaky this week. Still got Payne Haas, Burton, Cleary. Yeah, you're sweet, man. Looking really good. Congrats on the round 7, the 7th rank, and let's hope one of my loyal followers gets the win for the entire season. You're not too far off. And my head-to-head team's coming for you. All right, rank 570 for Dewey's baby. 16 trades, 367 in the bank. Hey, Jamie, think you're bringing in Angus Crichton, Garrick, and maybe another to give me enough players to keep scoring well this round. Hastings I want to hold because I reckon the week off will bring back some higher scores against Manly, Dogs, and Warriors after 13. It's a very interesting theory. Hopefully his leg has improved a lot and he'll be fine. All right, any advice? So in terms of playing players, we have all of them in the starting side at the moment, which is good. We have 4, 6, 7, 9. Okay, we have 11. So maybe like you could go Walters down to like a Savage if you wanted to. You obviously have Mwale. That's not too bad. Tohu as well. I suppose the question is, do you bring in someone like Crichton, like you spoke about? So I think 13 players this week would probably be a good idea. So 2 trades, whether it's down to a Savage, upgrade elsewhere. I just don't know who you'd upgrade. That's the question, because I would probably want to hold Brown, Cotter, Hines, Haas. Hastings, you said you wanted to hold. So it might be a downgrade Walters if you want to. Upgrade Ilias. Pretty simple. If you wanted to go to one of those guys, the rest I'd be holding, man. Looks good. Happy with the squad. All right. Taylor Fahey. Overall rank pretty high. 29,625. One trade used so far. Starting to Marnie this round. No. I'd be holding Starling, man. Do it next round. Just cop it. Need the points rather than the cash. Like, I understand it. It hurts, but you got to do it, especially when you got a heap of those cheap guys on the bench. You have Savage this week. Hastings, Sakiri. I think you could do that if you want. Just the amount of trades you got, I think it's probably worth just holding steady. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, playing 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I think you almost just hold steady, man. You've already used the one trade. Just keep it at that, to be honest, I think, with the 10 trades remaining. Otherwise, you're going to fall too far behind. So that's my theory there. Overall rank 670 for Mumbai Special FC. 15 trades, 17k in the bank. Hey, Jamie, not sure what to do this week. Have 12 round, 13 players this week. Only 15 trades. Yeah, not a bad spot, man. Should I hold trades or make some? And if so, who do I trade out? I'd be holding for Starling. Trade him out next round. Vialea is the hurtful one. I think Schneider, you just trade now if you want to. Obviously, upgrades are difficult. You might have to do a downgrade and an upgrade for... Yeah, you might be able to go Schneider down, Ilias up. Potentially, you've obviously got plenty of guns, which is nice. That's probably the only way I would think about making trades this week, and then building. You know, you've got enough trades that you can build with 13. You know, it'll be 4 extra at the end, 17. So you'll be pretty well set. I think you'll be sweet. Paras year, baby. Let's hope so. For your sake, who should I bring in? What to do with Starling? We're holding Starling this week. Ilias, you can sell him. That's fine. Just don't have heaps of cash left. So I think the downgrade to Savage is probably the way to go. What to do with these guys? I think you're selling to people like Angus, Garrick, Manu, or Robson. So yeah, if you did that downgrade with Ilias, you could upgrade Crichton to anyone you want. Just be aware of a wing fullback though. You've obviously got Kohler there, who could come down. But what are you going to do next week? That's the big question. Do you have enough wing fullbacks? Obviously Hines could come in, but you're pretty light with Karaz and May there, and then potentially. Yeah, whoever else you're going to put in there. So that's that. In that one, I think that's the way to go. 857 last week, not ideal. Yeah, that's it. All right, 1,067 overall for two of us as Strecht. Gets in sneakily every week. Good man. Plan to either hold the trades and play with 10 buy players or make one trade being Hastings to Garrick. Thoughts on the move? If you want a wing fullback, man, I think probably a decent idea. You do have Tedesco, which is ideal, but overall, Tedesco, Hines. Okay, not too bad in the wing fullback position. You could definitely do that if you like. If you think Hastings is done, you don't want to lose too much cash with him, then Garrick could be a good idea. Joey Manu, these types of guys. Who do I stick the captaincy on this week? I think Torhall is going to be great. Lock him in, man. Do I hold Carey? I think if you didn't trade him last week, hold him on. Got to hold Ilias to round 18. Good luck. That will be all right. 624 overall rank for Renegade Bus. 16 trades, 330 in the bank. Cool. We're holding on to Jai Aris sneakily. Last week's trade, Grant to Butcher, to Alangi to Karaz. Yeah, that's all right. Butcher was good. Ilias to Harris, trade options, Arrow, Hastings, SC, okay. Burbo, Nanai, and Stephen Crichton. I think Crichton and Arrow are probably the two. And you can pick up a wing fullback if you like, up to you. And then you can, would you downgrade here? I think you can. You have the space too. You do have the SC, which is a little bit annoying, but the upgrade downgrade would be fine. If you don't want to lose too much ground, then I think you can go for one of those good mids. You've obviously had Butcher and Harris. You've got Crichton already. So, yeah, maybe a wing fullback could be ideal for you, man. You've obviously got Burton already. The wing fullback or the hooker, whether you go Appy Coruscant, could be interesting. You're not someone who's Cotter for that cover next week. So, yeah, I think maybe like an Appy Coruscant could be cool in the hooker position. Hope that helps. All right. Rank 2213, Bathurst Banners. G'day, legend. Just want to see what you think of the team and how I'm sitting. Had a pretty rough week last week with bad emergency decisions, but still sitting at 2213 with 13.3 million value, which is pretty nice for sure. Trades are done this week are Grant, Krita, and Mawale to Torhall, Crichton, and Kiri. Wow, it's a lot of extra cash. Well done. I feel like I'm in a good place trade-wise, so I can pivot for round 13 pretty well back and get Grant back if I need post-origin. Okay. That seems fair. If you made those 3, that's cool. Yes, you have plenty in the bank. Yeah, that's when you can trade Grant. If you have 19 trades getting into this week, I think you've set up really well, my man. McInnes, you've already got set for next week. Hastings will be sweet. Papali'i, Panasini, Haas will be back. Yeah, you're sweet. Lock it in, man. Really happy with the squad. Good trades. All right. Then in Kempy's schlong. Beautiful. 878, the overall rank. 16 trades left. 5K in the bank. Hey, Jamie, you go. Thank you for that love. Love to, I know the guns are out too. We're back, baby. Love to get your thoughts on my team at the moment. Haas to Crichton, I think is okay. At least to someone like Savage or Burton, although I would be trading Burton back into my team as I trade him out in round 4. Don't worry about that. Think about the future rather than the past and the present, sorry. Thoughts on continuing to hold Paps? Yeah, probably going to be back next week or the week after. So if you've held this long, may as well. Trade's not too much of an issue because he's going to be playing around 17 too. Not too much issue. Looking to make 2-3 trades this week. Any suggestions? All right, who would I trade out in this squad? Players are good. The Taff one's an interesting one if you downgrade him and use some cash elsewhere. Ilias to upgrade, but you know, can you upgrade to Burton? He's very expensive. Is that if you're going Haas down? Okay. I'd personally almost hold Haas, to be honest. It's just like if you can downgrade like Taff and then upgrade Ilias, it's just you're going to only get middies. I think you have enough players too, man. What do you got? 1, 2, 3 on the bench. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, 11, sorry. Not terrible. I'd probably just make the 1 or 2 trades. Get 12 or 13 players. I think that'll be the way to go. This week, VB hard-earned comeback. God. Overall, 9,100 trades 12 with 2 used so far. Sally 18k, both quite low. Probably keep Walters, Ilias, and Peoples until the next buy round. I hope they make a little more money. Yeah, I probably can't see much from Walters at the moment. Peoples were hoping that he plays 17, and Ilias I think will hold steady. Trade this week: Hastings to Manu, Nanai to Garrick. Unsure whether to get rid of Nanai or not, considering his BE and recent scores. What else you got? Yeah, obviously there. If you're wanting those 2 guys, and that's the only way to do it, to be honest. Looking at the squad, I'd rather get Garrick over Manu if I do only do 1 trade. Yeah, do you get both of those guys, or do you just get 1? That's gonna be the question. I'm assuming you can't get Crichton. He's probably too expensive. I think the one trade's fine. 2 trades also fine. Want to get IPAPs next week. Unsure whether to trade him for King, Tunga, or May. We'll go for someone cheaper. Either one of them fine. King might be a man, depending if he keeps getting the edge spot. I'm unsure where to go with my bench. Starting to look a bit weak, I feel, so any advice that would be greatly appreciated. Bench. Bench is okay, man. You're not doing too bad. You got Peoples not playing. Kohler, yeah, improving. Walters and Ilias as your 4 non-players. Yeah, Garrick and Manu comes in. I think it makes your team look a lot stronger. You can keep playing them for the next bunch of weeks. You got Coruscant. I reckon you just stick with that, man. That's fine. 12 trades will be enough. I don't think you should use any more this week. All right, Migs Pigs. We got 5 teams remaining. 12 trades left in this squad. Used 3 this week. Rank 763. Thanks for the advice last week, Jamie. I changed my trades and bought in Tohu and Karaz for Tui and JT. Unfortunately, Tamalolo's playing. Had a decent week and now only a couple points of top in my UK league. Welcome. So I did speak to you, the UK legend. There's not too many of you that play NRL Fantasy from over in the UK. So thank you to all of you guys. If you are watching, shout out to you from England, potentially, and the rest of the UK. This week I've gone for Crichton to Savage, Ilias to RFM. Very interesting. You're going to go push for RFM at that cheaper price. Don't mind it. Violea to Garrick, 130k, 130 pound left. My only problem is I'm half short and have Carez on my bench. Will he score? Carez will be okay. He'll be fine. Had 1 bad week. Do you have any suggestions? I feel like I can gun short and hooker in half. Think you're bringing in Munster, Cook by around 17, 18. Yeah, man, we're all going to build up over the next bunch of weeks for those guns. That's for sure. Carez will get you score off the bench. That's fine. Don't worry about that. Got plenty playing this week, man. I'm happy with that setup. And then you've obviously got a bunch of guns still on the bench. Corey Pakes is doing okay. Keeping Grant, keeping Cotter. Yeah, happy with the team, man. Keep pushing along, and I think you'll be able to stick in the top 1,000 for the rest of the year. Starling could be an interesting one as a trade out next week. For Tala Mariner, let's see how he goes this week. Olakwatu is a sneaky one too. Black Pasta, rank 106. Love this squad. 17 trades remaining is really cool. I'd like to hear your thoughts on my team going into the buy periods, any improvements and trade outs. Do you reckon 14 players will gain hold rates? 14 players will gain ranks this week at 106. I think there's a bunch of people really push hard, and have run out of trades. You've got 17, man. You could go an extra one if you want and trade hard through the next period, and then continue to trade into round 17 and just use a bunch of them and really push for overall honors and see how you go. It's probably my suggestion with the 17 trades available. And, plenty playing this week. I think it's Schiller and Stephen Crichton to Savage and Garrick will leave me with 14. Yeah, so that's the 2 trades. Okay, cool. Yeah, lock that in, man. I think that's good. Leo Thompson's probably trade out soon as well. You've obviously got a few cheapies on the bench, which will, are you going to get Schiller? To be honest, man, I'd go Leo Thompson. Leave Schiller. That's right. Leave him as a loop guy. Thompson's going to lose a bit of cash over the next bunch of weeks. So I'd rather get rid of Leo and leave you a bit of cash next week. All right, 627 this overall rank. Ettrick Lee has a BBC, the best team in the league. 627 overall rank, 11 trades, used 2 this week. Trades not looking good. Thoughts on team? All right, general thoughts. Overall's looking good. I like the Manu. Walsh is an interesting one. Guys on the bench are cool. Davy, yeah, you're not too cheap there. Starling a sell next round, I think so. We'll work it out. I think Reed, Appy, these types of guys this week. 13 people playing. Solid trades in place right now. King to Manu, TPJ to Crichton. Jeez, that TPJ one's a killer. Sorry to all the guys that have Tavita. That, tough times to get back spasms, that's for sure. It was some good cheapies. Really savage. You can go with one of the other cash outs, the Panthers number 6, for example. Hastings Hughes, a sideways trade next round. I think Hastings, man, if you're holding him this week, you're holding him all the way through. At least he'll pass round 17. He should be able to get a bit of rest on that leg, and he'll improve. I think Hughes' average is going to improve. He'll be a pickup at some point for sure. All right, 2 to go. Nathan's Blinding Lights. We've got 2, 3, 3, 4 overall rank, 15 trades, 80k in the bank. Holding Payne Haas is my suggestion. Probably holding Hastings unless you need to trade him out. Trade so far, Leo Thompson plus Hastings to Crichton and Savage. It's probably the only way to go, man. Thompson out is solid. Potential other targets, Manu, Burton, Adam Elliott, Aitken, RFM. I think Manu or Burton, the only 2 I'd be selecting out of those 2. Questions, Cotto trade out as he has around 14 and 19 games, 18 games, 2 to 3 days post-origin. Potentially 2 games out of 6 weeks. Yeah, it's up to you, man. If you want to try and hold him, you can. If not, you can also trade. Obviously, those 2 trades leaves you with 13, so a little bit light. But up to you if you want to make it down to 12. Trade out of DCE or Haas. I think both holds, man. I'd trade Cotter before I'd trade those 2, if I'm being honest. 10, 11 enough for buy round. I think 12 to 13 is where you want to be. What round is best to bring in a high-end gun? Cook, Grants, or Tedesco? I think Cook in round like 15. If he's going to be backing up most weeks, then that could be your week to go for him. The other guys, 15 or like 18 or 19. Captaincy option, Tohu, Butcher, Crichton. Wherever you want to go. They're all sweet. All right, one more to go. Tonga's Schlongen. 15,759 overall rank. Use the 4 trades already, 94k in the bank. Is Coruscant the right hooker to bring in? Yes. To upgrade Jackson with that extra 94k at some point, or downgrade to Sam Walker. Which Jackson are we talking about? Oh, Hastings. I reckon, yeah, you either trade him now or you see how he goes next week. Trades Harry to Tohu, Kelma to Angus, Crichton to Savage, Ilias to Clarissa. Yeah, man, that's nice. I like it. And then holding trades next week. Sweet. Happy with these teams, guys. If you are liking these, please subscribe, like this. I really appreciate all of you guys for sending in your teams. Really makes this this video really easy to do. So I thank you very, very much. I appreciate all of you guys. Thanks for being so amazing in the Discord as well. And we've got a couple more videos to go. I'll chuck in a Q&A in there. And obviously go through our trades that we're going to be making in my team, the People Squad, and the head-to-head. It's going to be a fun week. I'm really excited for, obviously, the 4 games, and then Origin the week after. Every week gets super busy from now on. Obviously, the weekends are a little bit slower, but yeah, it's going to be lots of fun. I hope you all enjoyed this. Catch you in the next one, guys. See you later.